You wrote that you are going to impact the lives of 20 women with this. So, it's integrity that will make you to do that without cutting corners. So, integrity is one thing that attracts me to someone or to a group. When I see that you have that integrity, already I'm tagging along.
Okay, thank you. Now let me ask you a question because you said about integrity. Is it possible to be a person of integrity but tell lies sometimes?
Yes.
I love the way this man, where he came in, absolutely. Can you 1 minute way into that and then I begin to tidy up? I want to be sure I'm dealing with real people, right? I want to be sure I'm dealing with real people because anyone that knows me, it's all about real conversation, right? That should make impact. We don't know packaging, right? You know, it's all about, we face it for real and talk the talk, right? Okay, so listen.
No, why I said that it was because in a situation whereby lives are at stake, for instance, I need to lie to save lives.
Yes.
It's absolutely no problem. Okay, it's a very simple thing.
Okay, let's just realize, okay? Oh, good.
Okay. Example.
All right.
So they would have gone from there.
Okay, thank you so much. So, if you ask me now, who I will ask? You know, can you imagine following someone who, I'm sure that when you travel to some cities or some areas, village areas, and you're trying to find direction, you will see this one confident person. You say, please, I'm looking for this compound. And the person with all, like the other day I drove into it, right? The person with all confidence directed us. Can you see the confidence? Come on. And when we found out that, when you give benefit of doubt, it's always better when from the person's body language, you can decode that this person is not so sure. But then I have a problem when the person is very confident. And in all the confidence, at the end of the day, you discover the person is wrong and doesn't really know. So what really confirms to you that a leader is both purposeful or visionary? Okay, results. Confidence. 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 Okay, so impact. Someone mentioned impact. I want you to just reflect. What confirms to you? So, in every cycle, what represents purpose and vision differs. For instance, I know when people go to church, they don't go to church to learn to make money, right? Why do people go to church? Serve what? Okay, humanity, praise God, and then at the end of the day, God will reward you with heaven. Now, what if the pastor, let's say heaven is real. I don't know what you believe, whether it's real or not real, but let's assume tonight, heaven is real. And the pastor preaching to you is not going to heaven. Can you say you're under the right leader, as long as going to heaven is concerned?
No. When it comes to Christianity, it's different.
Okay.
You can go to heaven without the pastor going to heaven.
Okay, but what is your chances of going to heaven if the person that you are under is individual race?
Yes.
But I hope you know, leadership can influence everything about us. And why would you even want to stay with, let's say you want to go to the heaven, and heaven is real. Why would you want to know someone is not going there and you under the person?
Exactly.
How safe will it be?
You're not sure you want to go to heaven. No, what you know is that you're going to heaven. And that's why you're saying, Christianity is a different way of you guys. I'm just giving up.
You're not a terrible person.
Now, listen.
That's a pastor.
If you say you won't judge,
No, it's different.
yeah, I love the robots. I just use this as an instance, just to let us know that in every instance. So let me give another instance. For instance, when someone is setting up a hospital, you're not expected to first see patients as customers. What if you are like under a leader in the field of medicine or in politics, and you discover that the essence of the person being a politician is just to carry money. But when the person comes, he will just say, I will make my people happy. I will make everybody jolly. But then the same person sounding very nice. In the private, the person is talking about how to embezzle funds. Funds meant for retirees. Funds meant for women, right? That need maternity care. Funds meant for teachers. Funds that even if you are a woman, under normalcy, can you imagine retirees dying because of dysfunctional children, turned adults, decided not to act the right way? So how do you really spot? How can you confirm that a leader is visionary or purposeful? How did you confirm, like whoever is your leader or you look up to today? Then the third question that's going to help us, maybe you combine the two and the three, but I want to get your feedback. It is from your feedback that will serve as my framework, because I believe I'm already talking to leaders, right? So the essence of this is what we call shared learning. Shared what? Learning. I don't want to come here and start leadership 101. I mean, that would be redundant. You know, so number 3 would be, now, so we are talking about also building influence. So for that person that exercised a level of influence in your life, how were you endeared to the person? What attracted you? What is that one thing that attracted you? If there is any person that you see as your hero, let me start with my great friend, Madam Okenwa. What attracted you? What endeared you to that person? That made you think that this person has earned your loyalty, right? You know, I am loyal, so it's not loyalty. I hope you know. Yes. You know, loyalty means that both in presence and in absence. Exactly. You honor the person. You honor what the person honors. So let me ask, may I ask, what is that one thing that has endeared you to any leader that you treasure and you esteem? What is that one thing? One thing.
Lifestyle, motivation.
Lifestyle. When you say lifestyle, I hope you know if someone is drunk,
Yes.
it's lifestyle. If someone has the life of the party, if someone is also churchy, it's lifestyle.
Yes.
So the word lifestyle is ambiguous.
Yes.
So when you say lifestyle, what kind of lifestyle?
You are what I want to be.
You are what? Okay, so.
You are my prayers.
Okay, you are your prayer. Okay, so basically, the person is a model, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so a model. So modeling. That was the source of the influence. Who else again? Out of service.
Person is motivated, zeal.
Person is motivated.
Yes.
So you were attracted by the way the person is so committed,
Committed.
right?
Yes.
To things that you just get tired and you need someone that will, help keep you focused, right? Okay, nice, super.
The person is trustworthy.
Okay, trustworthy.
Integrity.
Patience and passionate. How does patience attract you to someone?
Integrity.
In what area, like you see? What will the person be enduring? And it endeared you. Just go to
Building of business.
Okay, building of business. The person is special.
Any business concentration. Because that would be a time of a great pride.
Okay, so that patient saw you through, yes,
Being patient.
Yes.
In dealing with human beings.
Yeah.
There are some people, you need God ordained patience. One, to even understand their problem, because they don't know their problem. At the end of the day, it's just one thing. Then, there are some questionable characters they put up. You as a leader, if you are swamped and you're short of time, it's difficult to say, okay, let me quietly listen to this person. It takes grace. You're quiet, the person is just talking, and uncoordinated. Patience is different things. Then there are many women I deal with, confused. confused about themselves, confused about their lives, confused about their home. They know their purpose. They don't know their purpose. They don't know their purpose yet.
So when you say purpose,
but they want.
When you say
they
purpose,
want to be like you.
Yes. When you say purpose,
yes.
What does it mean to you?
Okay. For me, my purpose is driven by. My purpose about. I don't get to get. So why are others struggling to get to where I am? So I want to support people to get there. I wasn't going to say what's anything, but I didn't lack anything. Then, being modeled in the house of boys, I have 5 brothers, plus my dad. So you see 5 men and 6 men in my life. You see the way I operate. People will lie. When I say I don't believe something, they say, no wonder. As if the women gender cannot do better without growing up in the midst of boys, you know. So there is this thing about I want to support them. That's my purpose.
All right. By influence, we see the role of the place of role modeling when people have achieved a certain height in their career pursuits. One of the things I can tell us is that when you achieve a certain level of success, even those who never believed before, even when they speak against you, they will not be talking out of envy, not evidence. They are two different things. When someone is saying it's a failure, then I went to this place here, is it presidency I cannot visit? I don't know what like the youth, they know I said this one. Is from the back of my village, backyard of my village. You know, he's talking at that level. As you begin to rise to a certain level, what we call enviable height. At that point, even those who do not like you will know that somehow you cannot be ignored. You cannot be neglected. And that is one thing that every one of us must do. That in anything that represents your career, seek to achieve the height. Let me tell you, one of the things I can confirm to every one of us is that one of the forces that governs life is the force of gravity. If you make yourself a force, right? A gravity, a center of gravity. Now what happens? Things naturally will come to you, right? Kings will come to the brightness of your rising. Nations will come. People, even when people don't like you, it doesn't matter. Then when you've not taken time to invest in yourself, you're pursuing politicians around, pursuing this, pursuing. When will people pursue yourself? Why don't you sit back and build a capacity? And when you build a capacity, forget about that.
Exactly.
My mama, I tell you this simple truth. There are levels, there are levels. When I was called to serve in government, Her Excellency knows. It was the governor that called, and when they called me, put me in the same board with 2 hefty people. I came there and refused and no agree. We must do it the right way. When they wanted to do it the way they wanted to do it, I said, you know what? I know better when I make myself. They took a governor to settle the case. I've entered palaces, including the villa. And at the moment, been able to connect with 5 powerful governments. That like now, my problem is not how to get a visa. I take people to nations. Now how does it happen? It doesn't happen by maybe trying to get validation. Just look at it. Or get people to clap for you. Just take time, build your capacity. Those who don't believe you. All the 5 eyes of Nigeria, they happen.
Yes.
Sometimes there was a time somebody asked me, you know what we call the 5 eyes of Nigeria? When channels, TVC, AIT, NT and IS look for you, like Enugu. Enugu is seen as not at the center when it comes to media. Just go my name, Chukwuma Okenwa on YouTube. There's no station in Nigeria. Any station in Nigeria I've not featured doesn't exist. Any key major stations. And what is the thing? I'm not the one saying, may feature me. And the answer CEO, no number. Keyword content, those looking for content will come for it. If you have value, those looking for value will come for it. And as a matter of fact, even if one thing I can always assure people is, Even if I don't come out and say, okay, SSA to president, SSA to this government. One thing I can tell you, and I want to say it clearly, there is no administration in Enugu, past, present, and national, that if you check one portfolio, either hidden, I don't consult for. I'm telling you the simple truth. In Enugu now, I consult on 3 altars of government. 3 altars. Without any nationally also. So to wrap it up, please, let's all invest in ourselves, right? We pursue value, and value will position us for greater heights. Thank you so much. Someone said about service, right? Ability to lead by example. Service, right? And especially when you are the building phase. If you expect workers to come on time, then you're on time. You expect them to be serious and dedicated at work. Research finds out that in the digital dispensation, many people cannot boast of having 2 productive hours on a daily basis, 2 hours alone. The phone. And I want every one of us here, we all need to have like the digital wellness app that monitors the time you spend on different apps. Because you realize that some of us will even be too given into the phone that as someone is talking to you, times even that you wanted to balance up some records of your business. But then there are just these gist you need to follow, maybe about you and me. But the thing there is that I want to say, so service is very important, and most importantly, like someone mentioned about lifestyle, right? Now, for some leaders actually that claim or they want to give impression that they know it all. Your followers know you don't know it all because no man is all-knowing. Yeah. So ability to engage, ability to also give credits. Listen to me, it is insecurity. When you want to take all of the glory, but then apportion all of the blames. I've not seen anything that can destroy your leadership potentials and credibility than wanting to take all the glory. Send all the glory to me. But when it comes to blames, you blame everybody. What should be justice is, if you think you deserve to take all the glory, then you deserve all the blames also. But if you choose all the glory and despise all the blames, then you can't be said to be a responsible leader. Because taking responsibility simply means, I own up. I know this is me, this is what I should do. If there is gap here, then I should be able to take responsibility for the gaps. But then, most importantly is that we've seen that a leader needs patience because you are talking about people, right? And let me tell you the simple truth, there is always that when you study about theories of administration, right? Maybe like look at the likes of quantum theory, scientific theory, and then some others that probably try to condition humans, right? As machines. Believing that once you pay them salary, with certain structures, they must deliver. If they don't deliver, this is the way this person does it and get results. Beyond that, the very fact that humans most of the time may not do what you expect, but what you expect. Beyond the fact that there is need for structures, but also understanding that when we deal with human beings, human elements come in, and then knowing how to manage people adequately is a skill that every leader needs. Knowing how to handle people, knowing how to communicate value even to your workers. Because the way you handle your workers communicates value to them. If they don't feel the value, they are going to handle customers that way when they are not there. Even handle the products that way. But when you give them that value, the same thing also will be reflected. They will see themselves as co-ambassadors of that particular business. Okay. And then, the thing I want to say about this first point, as I'm going to round up, in the next, how many minutes do I have? 5 minutes, in the next 5 minutes. Vision, it's like virtual reality device. When you go to like a place like ShopRite and you put on those virtual reality device, you are seeing what everybody around is not seeing. And you're moving your hand and somebody is wondering, you know, your vision takes you in another spec. And once you've got a clarity of where you are going to, don't blame others when they want to talk down on it. They can't see what you see. But the most important thing is stay focused on it. That's what makes you leader. Ability to stay on the vision, and then most importantly, do vision casting. Say it over and over again, because human beings, including yourself, we are hard to learn. If I ask you maybe what your Reverend Father preached last Sunday, I'm sure down to the message you have forgotten. Only the joke he cracked. You know, when women go to church, they say the message today was powerful. There was fire and everywhere. And I said, what did they preach? He said, if you had what I had. Now, the essence of it, and if you've had some great leaders, they repeat some kind of stories that are foundational. It's called vision casting. You walk in formalized sectors like banking, when they do all those Saturday trainings, they do once in a month. You might think they want to say something entirely different. It's all about vision casting. When you say that over and over again, you have a way of like carrying people along. But then in terms of now extending influence to others, the simple truth is that every one of us want to believe in leaders who are credible. Because the word credible is a believable leader. Right? At least, you might not be a righteous person, you might not be a good person, but let be that kind of leader people can take your words to the bank. You know why? They didn't force you to make a promise. They didn't force you to. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, why will you be lying to your own staff? What will you not do to someone that is a boss? If it's a boss and you're under pressure to lie, we can understand. But someone is you say, this week I'll give you 20,000 to support your investment. Wednesday you're looking, why are you looking at me this way? Am I owing you? Now you don't even want to mention. You remember clearly you made a promise. And you're like, is there anything? Until you promise you give me a promise. You are hallucinating. Right? They will deny you clearly. You understand what I'm saying? So having that, noticing some of those things, some people mention acts of service. It could be someone that is patient, right? It could be someone so the most